Hey guys, Gundam here, and this is probably the last episode of Building Gundam FOP for episode 2, part 2. No, it's part 2. Yeah. Pretty much, I dare say, I think, that everything has been filmed for part 2. And I'm in the final editing stages, you know, the loose ends kind of stuff. There's 2 scenes, if I'm right, that still need edited. There's a few little monitor shots here and there. I may have to make a few more monitor shots. I'm not too sure about that. Monitor shots are pretty important to me. It's a good way to show a lot of action without having to show things that no one cares about. You know, like, you care, but they're not a character, so you don't care. You know what I mean? Like a wounded Zeon holding another Zeon trying to get help. That kind of thing. It's cool, but if you went away from the action just to show that, it would be like a speed bump for the action. Part 3. Part 3 has largely been filmed. I still have some stuff to film for it. Some stuff I won't be able to film until after I am done with Bradburn Base here at this house. I'm going to move at some point in the new year. Possibly a little sooner. So this December or January, I'm going to be moving, which is a nightmare for Bradburn Base and for my entire collection. And But, back to part 2. So, right here, I'm doing some exciting stuff. Sorry, I have an old school monitor. I'm poor. All my money goes into Gundams and props and G.I. Joes. No money for a new monitor. You see this command center here? There's the wounded Zeon holding another Zeon. I actually have 3 wounded people right now, and so I'm actually going to change these out so they appear in different monitor shots at different segments, because having all 3 side by side is kind of, it's just too much. But something will go in all their places. This one hasn't been filled yet. But in this scene, I have this guy talking, and then she moves while he's talking. It's slight, but it's there. And then he moves while she's talking. That is a huge deal. I went on a rant about that recently. By the way I do mouth animation, that is a huge, huge deal. So, here's your little sneak peek.
Where are our mobile suits?
Nearly all of the Type 61 tanks.
Oh, hold on. Wasn't at the beginning. Here we go.
What are our forces doing? Where are our mobile suits?
Nearly all of the Type 61 tanks have been wiped out. All forces are reporting heavy casualties, sir.
Oops.
What are our forces doing?
So you can see the monitor shots look pretty nice. And then that one ends up short, and that one goes out. Oh, it looks like there's space between that one. Something. I don't know. Anyways, new software I'm working with, Adobe Premiere Elements. It's only the Elements version, but I got it for 20 bucks. You know, it's a $100 program, so they get it for 20 bucks. Lucked out pretty good. And they got Adobe Photoshop Elements with it for free, albeit I've never used it. And I keep trying to convince my wife to let me sell it, but she won't let me, because she's a mean lady. But she lets me have war rooms, so she's not really that mean. I'm just being sarcastic, really. Anyways, the good news is the Gundam Father piece part 2 is coming along great. It's a lot of work. I really, really want to be custom building some stuff and whatnot, but I just don't have the time or the creativity. And with having to move, there's a deadline for getting all my filming done so I can move. So I gotta crank out part 2 and continue cranking out part 3. Part 3 won't air before I move, but I have to film certain scenes before I do. Release date to be announced, but we're looking at January. January 2013, part 2 should be out. It won't be super long, but it's going to be super awesome, because we're finally to the combat scenes. It is amazing. For those of you that caught the sneak peek of it, you know what I'm talking about. January, hang in there, guys. Also, we have 2 contests going on right now. We have a diorama contest, and which is on my main channel, which is on my channel, and we also have our traditional Christmas Gundam contest where anything Gundam can be entered. So make sure to check those out. Continue buying from Gundams R Us if you will, as it helps support our animations. And thanks for your patience, guys. Keep the encouragement coming, because it's a lot of work. Later. Button.